Welcome to all of you, the Daily Review. Hope you're all well. Let's start off here. Had 2 videos removed yesterday from my channel. The first one was ʀᴇᴠɪᴇᴡ interview. I'm hazarding a guess that it's because her social media got banned, and therefore anything with her name in it gets deleted off YouTube. But it shows you that, they're going in deep now. One person who probably doesn't get censored is this lady here, Sasha Johnson, who is part of Black Lives Matter, and she can be heard telling the police to F off, F the police, getting people to sing that, and now she wants to supposedly start a new political party. Make of that what you will, but they're all funded just like doctors. So regardless of this article, what I'm looking at is a picture, and it has a doctor there, and of course she has to have a mask on, didn't she? Because we know the doctors are part of it. They're part of spreading the fear. And this is something we said months ago. Okay, denying families a basic human right to hug their dying loved ones. We said this months and months and months ago, as soon as they started this lockdown rubbish. But why is it taking for you now to talk about it when it's so obvious? It's like a fundamental thing that should be allowed. Extinction Rebellion protesters could be classified as an organised crime group. No, what they are is a distraction from COVID-19 lockdowns. And you fund them to do these stupid things like superglue themselves to the pavement outside Parliament, or chain themselves to things, you know what I mean? And all the police time wasted on it. Next Prime Minister of England is going to be this guy, as far as I'm concerned, for the simple fact that they're putting him in the media as this light, shiny light, the total opposite of Boris. And here they're using a story that he oversaw the prosecution of terrorists involved in the Al-Qaeda plan to place suicide bombers on board 7 flights leaving Heathrow from North America. So basically they're making out that he's a hero. Then he's not a hero, none of them are, but it looks like he is part of the next plan after Boris. Now this is scary, funny, depressing. So they're allowing people to come back to sports events, okay? And you can use your QR code to order food and beer from your seats. Tickets have to be booked in advance and a name provided. There were ID and temperature checks on arrival. Wow, the spirit of sport. Yeah, come get your temperature checked. And health questionnaire forms had to be completed. Brilliant. Alongside giving details for the track and trace system. Brilliant. Even better. It just gets even better, doesn't it? So to go to these events, you basically have to be a slave. Face masks were compulsory except when eating or drinking. We've said this before. When you're eating or drinking, you're probably more likely than ever to cough. So then what? It doesn't make sense, does it? And you notice who they choose to be the thumbnail. Oh yeah, a blonde girl with a mask on. Oh, and look, and the mask matches the rugby team. How brilliant. Depressing, mate. And then this came out. Coronavirus tests may be picking up traces of dead virus. They say the widely used PCR tests will result in false positives. It could be finding traces of the virus that are no longer active. They found the tests were able to detect traces for a much longer period and it remains infectious, meaning the person who tests positive may have the virus in their system but won't necessarily pass it on. So again, another admittance of fraud. And it backs this up here. The inventor of the PCR test says they cannot detect free infectious viruses at all, so there's no point using it, basically. And then another stat, big up Dolo, by the way, for that, and big up Age Case for this. It's telling us about the deaths registered in England in July 2020. And in England, July 2020, the coronavirus, COVID-19, was the 8th most frequent underlying cause of death. So even though there's a massive lockdown, it only comes out 8th. It just tells you everything you need to know, doesn't it? And then it just goes from that to surreal. So you got this dance group, Diversity, and they were performing on a TV show, and they just had to talk about a virus that comes along, didn't they? And then what they do, oh yeah, they recreate the George Floyd incident down to a T. I mean, the policeman, it's like they actually got the real policeman involved, and then they got the people filming it, and the policeman with his knee on his neck with the glove. It's just insane that they're actually doing this in front of an audience of children probably who are watching it on TV. It's beyond belief. But I think that tells you everything you need to know about the world that we live in right now, where they're using sport and art to push political agendas, to keep a hoax going, and actually kill loads of people through the lockdown system, where they're not going to get their cancer checked out, or they're not going for operations, things are getting delayed. All these events are going to cause more deaths than COVID-19 ever did, ever will. We need to stand strong. There's so many events happening at the moment trying to distract us. We need to stay on focus, and the focus is anti-lockdown, anti-mask, anti-social distances. No new normal. Take care.